Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Reese Stadium on the campus of Yale University for this evening's NPSL regular season North Atlantic Conference matchup between Hartford City FC and your New Haven United FC. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again here to Reese Stadium on the campus of Yale University for tonight's NPSL North Atlantic Conference regular season matchup between Hartford City FC and New Haven United FC. As the teams walk out to the field, let's meet the starting lineups for both squads. First, for visiting Hartford City. In goal, wearing 1, Nate DiLoretto. In the field, wearing 2, Colin Goodheims. Number 4, Christopher Cedarquist. Number 5, Colin Martin. Number 7, Christian Dion. Number 9, Pierce O'Brien. Number 10, Parker Vosich. Number 14, Jacob Humyani. Number 16, Ronan O'Brien. Number 22, Theo Harris. And number 28, Damon Pollard. The head coach of Hartford City is Andy Parker. And now the starting lineup for New Haven United FC. In goal, wearing 1, Alex Henrich. In the field, wearing 3, Dren Del Bruna. Wearing 10, Guillermo Miera. Number 11, Seydu Shamsuddin. Number 13, Samir Dishnika. Number 14, Renford Morgan. Wearing 21, and your captain, Tyrone Malango. Number 22, Ryder Mills. Number 23, Preston Alessio. Number 25, Agnaldo Germano. And wearing number 27 is Mark Jordan. The head coach of New Haven United in their inaugural season, Claudice Capillari. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask you if you're able to please rise at this time and kindly remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem. Thank you, fans, for coming out to support tonight's action in NPSL soccer. We hope that you enjoy the match. And come on, New Haven United!
A pleasant good evening, everybody. You're watching New Haven United FC's YouTube page here as we've got an NPSL North Atlantic regular season matchup, and once again, it's the Nutmeg State rivalry contest and the rubber meeting, if you will, of this 3-game series across the regular season between Hartford City FC and New Haven United. JJ Duke here with you. Thanks for joining us. A little bit delayed in tonight's proceedings due to the fact that we actually, dare I say it, had a clash of sock colors as Hartford City had to go change from the blue socks to the white socks, so that's why we are a little bit behind schedule here, but we're just about ready to go for this evening's proceedings. Well, it's been a little bit of a dry spell in points for New Haven United after starting off the season with a couple of victories, including knocking off Hartford City FC by 2-1 in the program's inaugural home match. It's been 1 point in the last 3 contests, so they're looking to try and turn things around. Meanwhile, for Hartford City, 3 wins, 1 loss, back-to-back victories. In fact, both of these teams playing the same opponent in their last match. It was Hartford City knocking off American Soccer Club FC by 4-3. That was over Memorial Day weekend. And for New Haven United, they went down to Hartford. We're just about ready to go, and in fact we are underway as New Haven in the home blue jerseys with the big block white numbers going from right to left on your screen, and Hartford City in the gold jerseys with the black numbers going from left to right. Yeah, so the same opponent for both of these teams in their last match. It was Hartford City coming away with a 4-3 victory. That was up at Trinity Health Stadium then in Long Island last week. In fact, just 5 days ago, it was New Haven dropping a 2-1 decision. A couple absolute bangers in that match, as it'll be a throw-in for New Haven on the far side of the field as Mark Jourdain gets upended. The goal that came for New Haven United by Guillermo Mira, his first match in a New Haven jersey this season, basically took the ball, kind of cut it across the middle of the field, chopped it back onto his right, and let one fly with the right foot from about 30 yards out, and there's absolutely no stopping it for the American Soccer Club goalie. The host, though, would eventually go on to score the winner. That American Soccer Club, actually, a number of familiar faces on that roster, a fair number of players previously with Kingston Stockade, who was part of the NPSL until departing after the conclusion of last season for areas new. But now we are in the second half of this regular season. Yes, believe it or not, the first week of June, we are in the second half of the regular season as New Haven with a couple of wins. 1 draw, that was against New York Shockers. As a chance now, and a left-footed effort just goes over the bar from Seydou Shamsuddin. The first chance for the hosts about 2 minutes into this match. Yeah, so 2 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw for New Haven United. They currently sit level on points with New York Shockers in the standings for second, and Hartford City currently atop these standings right now. That would be with the 9 points from 4 matches. Just 4 more regular season matches to go for New Haven United. An extra 1 for Hartford City, as they have 1 in hand. Is now Colin Goodhines trying to play it through, intercepted by the New Haven captain Tyrone Malengo. Chasing it down is Theo Harris, who's the top scorer in the conference, and a giveaway and a chance here, as that is, well, just about done by Samir Dishnika. 6s and 7s at the back for New Haven. That was something that kind of played to their downfall on Saturday in Hofstra, where the first goal was just off of a simple miscommunication off of a pass around the defensive third, and then the latter of which, or excuse me, the second of the 2 goals that American Soccer Club scored came from a long ball from the back, and it was the center back Agnaldo Germano who leapt too early, mistimed the header, and then a lobbed finish over the head of starting goalie Alex Henrich, who retains his spot. That was the difference. New Haven threatened over the second half of that match on Saturday, but ultimately not coming away with anything. It'll be a free kick for New Haven just inside the attacking third of the field. We'll give you the starters for both of these teams, so if you're able to join us and hear it over the loudspeaker. But we can do so now for New Haven United as Alex Henrich is in goal. He wears 1. Numerically in the field, Drent De Bruyne wears 3. Good to see De Bruyne back after international duty with the Kosovo under-21 side. As here is De Bruyne onto that favorite left peg of his. Goes short with Preston Alessio. Plays it across towards the penalty area. Jourdain got a piece of it, but not enough. Still on, though, for New Haven. Mira trying to slot it through towards Jourdain. Still able to get to it just for a moment before Parker Vasic for Hartford City intercepts. So De Bruyne wears 3, Mira wears 10, Seydou Shamsuddin wears 11, Samir Dishnika 13, 14 is Renford Morgan. The captain Tyrone Malengo, the left back, wears 21. Ryder Mills wears 22. Preston Alessio 23, who comes back after serving a 1-match suspension for for 2 yellow cards. That was picked up against the New York Shockers in the last home match. Agnaldo Germano in the back wears 25, and Jourdain wears 27. It's a bit of a wayward ball from Malengo, but it is just kept on at the last moment by Dishnika. Starters for Hartford City. A number of changes for Andy Parker between unavailability and just trying to freshen up the roster a little bit. Nate DiLoretto back in goal after Julian Ballister started the last match. Colin Goodhines, a familiar face, wears 2. Christopher Cedar Quist retains his position that he had in the first meeting between these two squads. Back last month, he wears 4. Colin Martin, the back, wears 5. Christian Dion, who scored the stoppage time goal for Hartford City, wears 7. That was again in the first meeting between the clubs. Pierce O'Brien wears 9. Parker Vosic in the middle, 10. Jacob Humieni, 14. Ronan O'Brien, 16. Damon Pollard, 28, and Theo Harris, who's the man that is leading this conference right now with 5 goals. In fact, every time that he has played, he has scored, and every time he has scored, well, Hartford City have won their match, currently up to 5 on the early season. There's Harris, the URI product, and also by way of Shattuck St. Mary's. He played 14 games for the Rams this past season. As De Bruno wants the big switch to this near side, but it doesn't get there. Instead, it goes short to Malengo. But it's a wasteful ball into the channel, and easy for Di Loretto, who certainly was the standout performer in the first meeting between these two squads. Had a couple of key one-on-one stops. The now Sacred Heart shot stopper, as he's moving on from the University of Rhode Island. Actually going to be linking up with Javi Decima, an outstanding goalkeeper coach who probably his prized prospect who he has trained would be none other than the U.S. men's national team #1, Matt Turner, during Decima's time as the associate head coach at Fairfield University. Alessio now getting caught up there as Ryder Mills loses out, intercepted by Ronan O'Brien. And Hartford City will cycle out of the back. This is the first chance I'm getting to see Mills in person. The Yale product didn't play in the 2024 season, but 11 appearances in his freshman year, the first year in 2023, had a couple of assists. And the former FC Cincinnati Academy product, someone that when I was speaking with head coach Cladis Capillari before the start of the season was very high on, saying that he could be an absolute difference maker in this squad. Now also with you return the likes of De Bruyne from international duty, and you're starting to really build that core. As Mills with the interception, a lovely toe punt ahead, but Dishnika, referee's going to bring this back for a foul. There was a bit of contact. Dishnika maybe with an advantage there, but the referee will pull this back, and it'll be a free kick for New Haven United. Yeah, we're starting to see now the continuity in Coach Capillari's squad as a number of faces still regulars. In fact, there's 3 players that have started now all 5 matches for New Haven United this season, one of which being Henrich in goal, then Malengo and Renford Morgan in the midfield. With this ball pumped in towards the back post, but too tall for Germano, who goes down. It'll be a goal kick. De Bruyne has started every match that he has been in the squad for, and Germano a regular, as is Alessio. The only reason why he wouldn't have appeared in every match is because he was suspended for the one. On the opposite side, same can't be quite said for Andy Parker, having to rotate a little bit, and a bit of a noticeable omission would be the outstanding Mark Grant, who's been there since day one for Hartford City, but not in the squad this evening. Throw goes down the line, and Harris able to bully himself away from a couple of players. Christian Dion, the Penn State product, underhits that pass, and it's intercepted. But good work by Dion to win it back for his team. That's a push, but the referee says no. Mira deemed to win that ball cleanly. Oh, it's a poor giveaway, though, from Mills, right to the feet of O'Brien. Pierce gives it right back. So New Haven will just reset out of the back here. Malengo just thundered that ball forward, but to no one in a blue jersey, and now Hartford City will reset out of the back. I mentioned a couple of times at the first meeting between these two squads. That was in early May, but the teams have played once since. That was up in Hartford. And it was a 3-1 victory for Hartford City. That game came back just a couple of days later, in fact, on May the 18th. A couple of goals for Harris in that game. New Haven made it 2-1 just past the halftime marker, right before the hour mark from Owen Bull, and then Harris put it beyond doubt with a goal 18 minutes from time. The other goal scorer in that match for Hartford City was Parker Vosic. Cedarquist now playing with Colin Martin, another University of Rhode Island product. So he pings that one over the top. The flag has stayed down. A couple players into the box and it's squared across looking for Pierce O'Brien onto his right foot. Chops onto his left and a curling effort is off the post. A beautiful take from Pierce O'Brien. Super unlucky not to find the right side of the iron. And the Providence College Friar still trying to open his account on the season, but boy, he came awfully close to doing just that. Well, something that New Haven United would be not all that happy about is the amount of time and space that O'Brien had to tee that one up. But boy, he had at least a good 3 or 4 seconds on his right, then chopped it back onto his left, and frankly, again, was just unlucky not to put that one past Henrich. Been a stunning first goal if it came off. Germano just taking no doubts, and if in doubt, to safety, and it goes back to DiLoretto in goal. Another stark difference between these two squads is that, well, if you like goals, any game that New Haven United is involved with, there will be goals, but they haven't put up a clean sheet over the course of the season. Hartford City have done that. DiLoretto getting one against the New York Shockers in the opening day of the season back on May the 4th. And that was a rematch of last year's North Atlantic Conference Championship game that went to extra time and penalties. As New Haven, over the course of this season, have scored 9, conceded 8. Hartford City have scored 9, conceded 6. Is good shielding by Cedarquist, and it's out for a goal kick. Hartford City, what a season it was last year. 7 wins, 2 losses, and the 1 draw. They finished second to the Shockers. Had to come from behind multiple times in that postseason run, knocking off New Jersey United. Well, in penalties, I should say, advancing on penalties. But they're down by 2 with a quarter hour left to go, and then they were trailing against the Shockers, who were unbelievable last season with Filippo Bellew in double digits for goals. Nice move by Harris, and he's got a couple of players with him, squares it off to O'Brien. Once again onto his left, now chops to his right, and a good tackle at the last moment, and then Harris gets it all wrong. It was Agnaldo Hermano, the one that got a piece of it, but boy, once again, it's that man O'Brien in the midfield of doing everything for Hartford City and able to get himself into a really good attacking area. He was probably thinking of that chance a few minutes ago, the amount of time that he had. Maybe that one thinking, should he go quick first touch? Instead, just got it all wrong. But it's a really good press now from Hartford City. But New Haven able to play out. Mills wanted to play into the channel, but Shamsuddin was not on the same page. But yeah, back to that season last year, and that match for Hartford City up at the Afram Sports Park against the Shockers after getting the equalizer from Andrew Bilby, who was basically just all Hartford City. Kept knocking on the door, hit a couple of posts, goalkeeper made a handful of saves, but ultimately it was penalties that decided it. It's a great touch, by the way, out wide. Slotted forward towards Dion. Germano got a piece of it. Dion trying to square it across into a dangerous area. No one was there, and it's cleared away. That team, though, for Hartford City, they ended up actually having 4 of their players sign professional contracts after last season. Evan Southern, who's now playing with the USL League One, Portland Hearts of Pine, Griff Tomas, who ended up actually playing for Hartford Athletic in the USL Championship at the end of last season, as O'Brien once again into a dangerous area, trying to square that to the back post, but just past the reach of Dion. And once again, Hartford City coming closer and closer to scoring the opener here. It's a bit of a solo run right now on the opposite side of the field for Mira. New Haven would probably do well now just to try and string together a little spell of possession, just to give their defense a bit of a breather. Morgan. Now De Bruyne. And that's smart there, just cycling it through Malengo. But yeah, in addition to Southern and Tomas, you also had Michael Susky, who's playing professionally down in New Zealand. Jack Laura, who's with NYC FC2. Kieran Chandler actually had his MLS debut not too long ago. He was a recent player with Hartford City. It's a program that has developed good quality prospects, gotten them to the next level. Malango. Now Mira. Alessio dances around a tackle. Still Preston goes on. The referee once again bringing that back for a foul. We'll swipe at the leg there, and Preston does well to dance around it, but it'll be a free kick in a pretty good area for New Haven because of the fact that it's kind of one of those right now where the sun is setting. You can see it on your screen where the goalkeeper, Di Loretto, trying to shield his eyes from the sun. The wind's a little bit to the back of New Haven. And if I'm Dren De Bruyne, maybe I'm thinking about having a pop shot here from, I know it's well more than 30 yards out, but if you can get some swerve onto this, it would be an absolute nightmare for any goalie. De Bruyne will have a pop shot. It's not a bad effort, and it goes in! Oh, what a goal from Dren De Bruyne, and New Haven are leading inside 17 minutes.
New Haven United goal scored by number 3, Dren De Bruyne.
Oh my goodness, what a goal that was. Well, I said it. You got the wind, you have the sun in the eyes of the goalkeeper. Why not have one? And the Kosovo under-21 international opening his account on the goal-scoring side has already had a couple of assists this season for New Haven United. But, boy, that was an absolute stunner of a finish. You could say slightly against the run of play. But for New Haven United, you'd love to play from in front. That's exactly what they have here. It's funny, too, because if you look over the course of this season for New Haven United, they either score tap-ins or bangers. I mean, the goal from Mira last week was brilliant. The goal in the home opener from Alexi Armas, who's on the bench this evening, was a solo winding run as a foul gets called against Alessio. Couple of goals from Pau Santinoc in the first 2 matches for New Haven as well were brilliant takes. I think it was Almeida or Luke? No, it was Lucas Silva. The final goal in the 4-1 victory over Osners FC was equally as good. A lob first time from 30-plus yards out. As a foul gets called, it'll be a free kick now for Hartford City. Now the host can break here through Alessio. He's got one man with him, but Preston might just do it on his own. Alessio to the right foot. It's a good challenge by Colin Martin. He's able to dive in front as Samir Deshnika was close. That's a good tackle, though, from Martin. And now we go the other way of Theo Harris, but good goalkeeping by Alex Henrich and just played a safety. Now, if you're just joining us here on the New Haven United FC YouTube page, scroll back about 3 minutes and go watch that goal from Dren De Bruyne on repeat because, oh my goodness. I speak about how for New Haven United, and specifically in my conversation with head coach Cladis Capillari before the match, he was really stressing that, boy, 3 points were vital for this team over the course of the rest. It kind of dictates how the rest of the season goes because, you know, with only a handful of matches after today, yes, it's the first week of June, but in NPSL, when you're in June, that's really kind of the business end of the season. And yeah, anything but 3 points would probably spell a lot of trouble, especially how tight this conference is, where you have New Haven Haven at 7, along with the Shockers at 7. Hartford City's at 9 as this ball's pinged over the top, looking for Alessio, who had it bounce off his shoulder and out for a goal kick. And then you have the American Soccer Club and Osners FC both kind of lingering around that 4 and 5 point mark, but both of those teams have matches in hand. In fact, actually, it's the Shockers that only have 4 more games after today. Or, excuse me, 4 more games after last weekend. They're a team that have basically been team tie over the course of this year. I think it's something like after losing to Hartford City in the season opener, 4 draws and 1 victory. But as long as you get yourself into the postseason, then you have half of a chance. And to my understanding, don't quote me on this, but it's the top 3 teams in the conference that go. As the referee calls another foul on Alessio, who's starting to get a bit of a talking to now from the official. It's a few times now that Preston has kind of gone in for those little, the niggly fouls, the ones that don't seem like they're too much, but they start to build up over time. And I think the referee, after 3 or 4, might just say, hey, that might be your final warning. As Morgan does well. Good decision there not to play quick over the top. And Alessio bombing down this left-hand side. Good win by Deshnika. Now to Ronan O'Brien. But yeah, I was about to say, so in this conference, last year's playoff format, and to my understanding is going to be this year's playoff format. It's the top 3 teams in the conference out of 5. The number 1 seed goes all the way through, and they host the conference final. That would be on the second weekend of July. And teams 2 and 3 would play basically what you can almost kind of call as a super semifinal, because there's only just the one. The 2 seed, which Hartford City were last year, would host the 3 seed, and then you have a short turnaround, play again on Saturday. And then rinse and repeat in the East region. You play a semifinal and then a final, and then if you get all the way through there, a national semifinal, but that's over the stretch of a little bit of a longer period where bring all 4 geographical regions into it, so flights are involved. This facility, of course, Stadium, no stranger to hosting an NPSL finals. The Elm City Express did so back in 2017. That was against the Midland Odessa side. And it was a one-way hammering as Elm City won 5-0. And you bet that New Haven United trying to bring back a little bit of that mystique of playing games here at Reese Stadium during the summer. Parker Vosic now with Colin Martin. That was cut down, but New Haven not able to advance any further. It was Shamsuddin got the initial interception. Vosic guides it out wide. Damon Pollard. Big switch. I was looking for Goodhines in an advanced position, but it's intercepted. That ball over the top for Harris, though New Haven, that was a dangerous moment there. As hunting in the area was Theo Harris. And Henrich trying to spring Alessio. Good read, though. Good Hines. Skidmore product. Loses out. Great turn away by Deshnika. Now Renford Morgan. Mira with Deshnika. De Bruyne, the goal scorer. Oh, he takes a high elbow. That came from Goodhines. And there's going to be a yellow card that's going to come as well to Goodhines.
The referee has issued a yellow card in the 25th minute to Hartford City's number 2, Colin Goodhines.
And interesting there, because after that it's someone from the New Haven bench that was arguing about something, but it's going to go down as a yellow nonetheless. still see actually De Bruno. He's got a napkin or a tissue and trying to perhaps stop some bleeding. The referee could be within his right to say that he might have to go off here. That was one of the more stranger situations, but it will be a free kick nonetheless for New Haven. As De Bruno will ping this in toward the back edge of the box, looking for Germano, but kind of timed his jump wrong, and Ronan O'Brien now will try and clear the lines. For the first time tonight, we're going to see New Haven try to press. And it's going to work out. That ball just thundered forward, and Malengo will cushion it toward Dishnika. Morgan. Now Malengo with Morgan. Renford's been a regular within the squad this season. The 6'7" midfielder from Kingston, Jamaica. Attends AIC, that's at the Division II level in the Northeast 10 Conference. Played nearly 30 matches over the last couple of seasons for the Yellow Jackets. That's a good decision out wide. And now New Haven can keep their run going. This ball swung in, looking for Jourdain, but the flag will come up. Well, it was a good ball from Shamsuddin, but it did look like Mark Jourdain was about a step ahead of the last defender. Now Goodhines is going to get the return. Well, it didn't look like that was going to come off, but it did. Did he take it out? He did. That's unlucky there because Colin did ever so well to play that 1-2 and get it around the corner, but just ran out of room down the line. Well, that's dangerous back pass. Yeah, and Malengo knew that immediately. It's what they call a hospital ball because often enough, strong tackle would lead to someone going to the hospital, and Henrich just had to play that to safety. This will be a throw, though, not a corner. Dion, again, turning onto his left, and he's not far off. Did that take a deflection? Oh, the Hartford City players are adamant that it did, but it goes straight out for a goal kick, says the referee. From our perspective up here and kind of where our angle is, actually it's perfect on our camera. It looked like there was the slightest of off spin. What I'm saying is, yes, there was a touch. Henrich. Oh, and again, nearly getting closed down by Harris. Say this, New Haven United are living very dangerously in the back. They're looking for a bit more movement up top. Obviously don't want to be wasteful and trying to concede possession, as both of these teams do play a very eye-pleasing brand of soccer where they try to build out of the back. But sometimes you just have to be no nonsense and clear your lines if it's not on. There's Alessio in a battle with Vasic. Parker winning out. Martin to Dion. Been with this club now for a number of seasons. Christian in his third year. 3 goals in the 23 season, a couple of goals last year, has one this season, though for some reason it was given to a different player. I think that was an administrative error in the first meeting between the squads. Mills plays it ahead. Now Mira, he's got options to either side. Guilherme still goes on. Mira takes a deflection and it goes in. Half hour in, New Haven United 2, Hartford City 0, and Guilherme Mira gets his second in 2 matches.
New Haven United FC goal, his second of the season and in as many matches, scored by number 10, Guilherme Mira.
So that goal from Mira, his second in consecutive matches, both actually coming, ironically, around the same time. I think also it was the goal scorer that just picked up a yellow card as well. I'll confirm with the officials at halftime on that one. There's really nothing that Di Loretto could do about that because it did take a bit of an awkward deflection, but it was on goal. I'm not the statistician, but it was on target, so it'll be his. Again, you have to figure for New Haven United going on the road, coming away with nothing. As Coach Capillari was telling me earlier today that he believed that his team should have got something out of that match, and then you take the long trip with traffic back up north from Long Island, come away with 0 points, and you're feeling not too great about yourselves, but you got to find a way to respond, and his group have certainly done that. And again, temporarily, if New Haven United win this match, they would go top of the table, albeit Hartford City would still have a match in hand. Mills does really well to win that, but Ronan O'Brien takes it, albeit only just for a moment. That's a high foot as Dishnika gets knocked down. It'll be a free kick for the hosts. So a couple of goals for New Haven United in the opening half hour. Dren De Bruyne, long free kick in the 17th minute, and Guilherme Mira, the goal on the half-hour mark. Once again, just notice below that Dren De Bruyne took that elbow up around the nose. Still trying to, I'm not sure if he's trying to stem the bleeding completely, but he's definitely had to grab at least a couple of tissues a few times. That's just wasteful there. It's one where not a whole lot of pressure. Didn't need to pump that forward. Nonetheless, Hartford City back in possession. Oh, that's composure there. It's Colin Martin able to step away. The Glastonbury, Connecticut native. That's something that, of course, you'll always get with Hartford City. They do not need to go far to get a lot of good talent. Same could be said, of course, for this New Haven United squad. A number of their players either playing at Yale or University of New Haven. And then a number of players that hail from this region. So the NPSL has had a pretty steady presence here in the Nutmeg State over the last decade. Second of the two goal scorers, Miro trying to play it short. Good interception, though, by Vosic. But again, a bit of a wayward ball comes to De Bruyne. Alessio able to turn and return it. Good Hines in a continued battle with De Bruyne. Wins out, goes back, and that's a dangerous one. And Di Loretto gets tackled, and the Hartford City players not liking that one bit. And that is going to be a yellow card as well in the process for the late tackle. And that is going to be on Samir Dishnika. Really, there's a cause for concern right now for Nate Di Loretto.
The referee has issued a yellow card in the 34th minute to New Haven United's number 13, Samir Dishnika.
This is a bit of a concern right now if you're Hartford City because Di Loretto has stayed down. The athletic trainer hasn't been called onto the field yet. Yeah, now the referee has asked for the trainer to come onto the field, and I could see that Julian Ballister is starting to get warm as goalkeeper coach and also Hartford City player Jameis Fight has grabbed a couple extra balls, and Ballister looks to have gone in, but this is certainly a sign of concern right now for the Hartford City goalkeeper because of the kind of a slack back pass to the goalkeeper, and I kind of jokingly referred to a hospital ball that was played on the other side, but this is the last thing that you want here for DiLoretto. It was one of those, the sliding tackle from the New Haven United player was that kind of contact injury. The slide went in, and also there was a bit of the man as well, but kind of heard that really awkward kind of thud of the ball when DiLoretto was trying to clear it. And frankly, right now, a bit more of the worrying sign is I haven't really seen Nate move all that much. And Ballister, who did appear and get the decision in the last match for Hartford City, is warming up right now with urgency. Because, again, with the summer season nature to it, I'd be really surprised to see if Nate carries on. Just more protection to the player than anything else. Obviously, such a tremendous goalkeeper. But it's duty of care to the player first and foremost right now, as they are continually working on his right foot and right ankle. This is also going to add a fair bit of stoppage time to this first half as well, with both teams now going over and getting some fluids on board, though it is good to see Nate able to get himself back to a standing position. Well, the referee is certainly going to be giving the Hartford City goalkeeper as much time as possible to make sure that he is okay to carry on. It does look like the reserve goalie, Julian Ballister, is ready. This is not in the sense of professional game where you only have the 3 substitution windows to go to. You can make subs whenever you'd like, so it's not like Hartford City would have to burn one here. Now, knowing Nate, he's not certainly going to be giving up the gloves without a fight for it. You can see that he is awfully frustrated. Well, it seems like he's going to give it a go for just a little bit longer. This is definitely going to be putting together at least... Definitely going to be having at least 3 or 4 minutes of stoppage time. We'll definitely be keeping an eye, though, on DiLoretto. Yeah, it's going to be Colin Martin to send this one long. It's going to be a foul, though, on Hartford City. The man that was assessed the yellow card a second ago, Deshnika, gets collided into, and it will be a free kick now for the hosts. Coming up on 5 minutes left to go here in the first half, is New Haven getting a pair of goals in the first half hour, one from Dren de Bruyne in the 17th minute and Guilherme Mira in the 30th minute. That's the difference thus far. De Bruyne. It's a good step two. But Colin Goodhines, one of a handful of players on yellow cards, they nearly gave it away. Pollard gets hit, and it will be a free kick for Hartford City. Christopher Cedarquist. Goodhines. Martin. Big switch, but too tall for Pollard. And New Haven will happily take that. No other matches in the North Atlantic Conference on this Wednesday evening, but kind of set the table for what's going to come this weekend as we go throughout the rest of tonight's broadcast. We'll look ahead in the second half. Oh, it's a bit of a high foot there, and the referee well spotted. It did look like Ronan O'Brien was in a little space that he could play on the advantage, but the referee will bring this back for a set piece. It was Dion, the man in the area, that had the foot raised towards his head. And it's going to be now Pierce O'Brien. It was he who struck the post, curling effort with his left foot inside the first 5 minutes. Imagine what could have been for the visitors, but still a chance here to get one back before halftime. Certainly if you're Hartford City, you'd love to get one on the board. This ball, though, wasteful and right to Henrich. I'm not quite sure what that was pinged in towards. So O'Brien just got it all wrong. Henrich, again, starting every match this season in goal, the Dickinson College product. Did go to Avon Old Farms. It'll be a free kick once again for New Haven as Martin gets whistled for the foul. Again, still with the sun kind of setting and the wind coming from the back of New Haven. You can try and clip this into an area. It's not completely, though, in the eyes of DiLoretto, so New Haven selecting to keep it on the ground. Mills, oh, it's a nice step. Ryder, Shamsuddin, it's a lovely turn, but Cedarquist was able to read it. His clearance, though, only is going as far as Alessio. De Bruna, not a bad ball to the back post, and a needed touch by DiLoretto, but he misses on the second. Mira, but the keeper scrambling back. Dishnika onto the left foot. Across to Alessio. Alessio saved! Nate DiLoretto had to fight that one off in a bit of a crazy sequence there. It remains 2-0, but you can put that down a little star next to your scorebook there because, say, if Hartford City found a way to come back into this one, it wasn't for DiLoretto's acrobatics at times. Coming away with a couple of stops, first on the little touch on the cross, and then that save from Alessio. That's one for Preston, where he didn't need to go through. And now the referee is telling him to walk away, and the one thing that I've been impressed by this really talented young player in Preston Alessio, but those are the moments where he does need to walk away. He's been in too many of those situations. Player that's going to be attending UConn in the fall. Taft product and won a knapsack championship there. Also the 2024 High School Prep Player of the Year. But yeah, in that situation, concede a foul, okay, it's not ideal in the attacking third, but you just walk away. And being told that there's going to be 5 minutes of stoppage time. As we are now in the 45th minute. So still a bit of time to go. Again, a lot of it being added on. You do have the 2 goals, of course, and a couple of yellow cards, but that long time with the Hartford City goalkeeper getting attended to for lower body injury. So the referee asking for an extra ball to be put out of play. You got the multi-ball system in the EFL, but you can't play with 2 on the field. Vasic now. Good work by Morgan. He's able to find Shamsuddin.
The referee has indicated that there'll be a minimum of 5 minutes of first half stoppage time.
It's a chance now for the visitors to break as Vasic trying to put into an area. Not a bad one. Oh, that was dangerous there from De Bruyne. He was not sure where his goalkeeper was. That's why they call it that corridor of uncertainty, as Parker Vasic just put it into an area. And it was near catastrophe at the back for New Haven United. So we are now into those 5 minutes of stoppage time. Martin will play short. Dion. That's going to be brought back for a foul. Yeah, it's just too many of those if you're New Haven. This time Mira, the goal scorer, and I believe also he's on a yellow card as well. That came for the celebration. Again, don't quote me on that, but I believe it came after the goal. So he's got to be careful there. This one in a good range, especially for a right footer. About 27, 28 yards away from goal. And I believe this is Pierce O'Brien who will take it. Henrich asking for 4 in the wall. But it's over. And he knew it straight away, did O'Brien. That was just rising. And he and Dion have certainly been the danger men. Haven't really called Theo Harris's name a whole lot. He's been the one that's been that focal point of the counter press in the press, but in terms of getting service to him or allowing him to run at defenders, just hasn't been on quite yet. Good jump by Goodhines, but now New Haven can break. Here comes De Bruyne. Alessio, not enough behind it. That will be Hartford City's throw, as we're into the 3rd minute of stoppage time. Vasic. We had Ronan O'Brien. Instead goes into the channel looking for Harris. Malengo able to shield it away. That's good work there from the New Haven United captain. Safety first. Curious, by the way, what would it take to get a seat on that second level in the field house? If you want an ideal spot to watch a match, that is about .1. Another throw for Hartford City in front of their bench. Goodhines, another strong win from him. O'Brien trying to play it over the top for Dion. It gets there. Christian dances around one. Still Dion, but a good tackle by Germano and cleared away. But that is why he is so dynamic and dangerous when he's on the ball, because just got that quick feet. Able to, he's not afraid really to dribble in and out of pressure. Just about 1 more minute left to go here of the first half stoppage time. Germano, the header straight to Vasic. Now out wide for Pollard. Damon Pollard. Not a bad area, headed away by De Bruyne. Too tall for Harris. It stays on though. Vasic doesn't get past the first man. And the offside flag will come up. This will be on Goodhines coming from his right back position. That probably will just about do it here for the first half. As the referee says, get on with it to Henrich. Harris runs into his own man. Maybe one last chance here for the hosts to break. Shamsuddin. Deshnika. And we're now beyond the 5 minutes of extra time. De Bruyne. Not a bad area. Cleared right to the feet of Mira. Left foot. It's blocked. It'll be out for a corner. And the referee will allow it to be taken. If I'm New Haven United, I'd be thinking about getting on with it here. We're closing in now on the 7th minute of stoppage time. It'll be Preston Alessio to take. This is surely the last moment here of the first half. To the near post, doesn't beat the first man. And that will do it for the first half. But New Haven United getting themselves a couple of goals. An absolute screamer from a set piece from Dren De Bruyne. Then on the half-hour mark, Mira, his second goal in as many matches. And at halftime, it is New Haven United FC 2, Hartford City FC 0. I'll step away for commentary, and we'll rejoin you in 15 minutes here on the New Haven United FC YouTube channel. All right, and welcome back here to Reese Stadium on the campus of Yale University. Just about ready to go here to start the second half of action between Hartford City FC and New Haven United FC. JJ Duke here with you. Thanks for spending your Wednesday here with us. A couple of goals in that first half, an absolute screamer from Dren De Bruyne off of a set piece in the 17th minute, and Guillermo Mira on the half-hour mark. The latter of two has also just been substituted off, by the way, as New Haven making a couple of changes. Alexi Armas not starting for the first time this season. He will come off the bench here to begin the second half. And Santiago Serrano coming on in the 46th minute. He is on for Ryder Mills. And for Hartford City FC, Michael Govin now onto the field. And still trying to figure out the player that he came on for. Govin is a forward and someone who returns to the squad from last season, making his season debut for Hartford City. And it looks like we are just about ready to go here. It's New Haven in the blue jerseys going from left to right on your screen, and Hartford City in the gold jerseys with the black numbers going from right to left. Good to see Nate DiLoretto back in there after having that long time on the ground after getting clattered into by Samir Dishnika. And a big, long, booming ball forward, but Mark Jourdain able to win it. Now here comes New Haven's Seydou Shamsuddin. Goes short to Alexi Armas, who got to play, actually, ironically enough, on his home field over the weekend. Armas, the Hofstra player, as American Soccer Club in NPSL uses Captain's Field in Hempstead as their home facility. This ball pumped into the channel. DiLoretto off of his line, but getting there first was Serrano trying to round the keeper. Clearance goes to Dishnika, plays it in, but DiLoretto able to recover. And I could hear Christian Dion from the field saying, slow it down, no reason to play quickly. I believe it's Ronan O'Brien, the one that came off the field. This ball pinged over the top. Again, looking for Dion, but it's intercepted. Theo Harris trying to play it over the top as this one is looped into the stands. Actually, no, both O'Briens are still on the field. So let's see who... 10's on, 7's on. Pollard. Yeah, it might actually be Damon Pollard, the one that came off. Another ball into the channel looking for Dion, who's able to take it, and he goes back. Now to Jacob Humieni. Yeah, it is Pollard. Okay, so that confirms that substitution. Henrich, comfortable to take that one. It'll just slow things down here. Again, where both of these teams stand in the NPSL North Atlantic Conference, you've got Hartford City FC, 3 wins, 1 loss. They're at the top of the standings with 9 points. New Haven United, 2 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, 7 points. They're currently tied with the New York Shockers. That's actually the team that New Haven United will be playing on the weekend up in the capital region of New York State. We said the preview of the other matches in the North Atlantic Conference. You have that one, the battle of the teams in Long Island. Osners will take on American Soccer Club. I guess technically you could also say Osners, Queens base, but they're on the island, so to speak, even though they're in the boroughs. Oh, it's lovely, and now a chance here for De Bruyne to break. De Bruyne slides it across. Good save by DiLoretto. Samir Dishnika's effort stinging the palms of the Hartford City goalie, but able to parry it wide, and it's cleared away. Well, New Haven United, again, a team that is good for a few goals. With this being their 6th match of the season, 11 tallies thus far. Trying to shore things up in the defensive end, and really that was the problem in the first 15 minutes of the half. It was just too many clear-cut chances for Hartford City, but not really able to take them on. There is Damon Pollard. Okay, so that scratches him off of being the man that came off. We'll figure it out eventually who was the one that got substituted. This ball fizzed across, and Oh, that would have actually been, no, they are going to say offside on Harris. Well, that was the definition of something, frankly, out of nothing there. Good work by Pollard down this left side. Okay, it's Colin Goodhines who's off. That would make a lot of sense because he's on a yellow card. Okay, so we got that one sorted. I got that one sorted. Only just took about 6 attempts. For those wondering, no, we have no communication downstairs to get the subs, especially at halftime. So that's where things become a little bit more of a guessing game. Christopher Cedarquist out wide to Michael Govin. That's a good step by Renford Morgan. Alessio trying to shrug a couple of defenders off, not able to find a pass going forward. Dion skips by Germano. That recovery is blocked into the path of Harris. Theo Harris, it's a save by Henrich. Kind of an awkward one there as Theo Harris was played in on a deflection, and Henrich coming up with a key one-on-one save. Well, the first real sign for the visitors going forward in this second half, but Alex Henrich had to stand tall to that one. Again, with it only being 5-6 minutes gone here in the second half, still obviously plenty of time, but you'd feel like the momentum would be squarely within the sails of Hartford City if they got that one to go in. And for Theo Harris, who leads this conference with goals with 5, he'd often be pretty confident that he would put it away. You love the goalkeeping abilities of Henrich, just staying square. As this is going to break all the way through. Shamsuddin just not on the same wavelength as Serrano. Played it forward, but just was not able to get a bit of bend on the ball. Oh, O'Brien is able to dance his way around the defender, put it into an area, but no one was home. That was Pierce O'Brien. On inadvertent tackle there from Dion, clipping the heels of Shamsuddin. The referee was fine with that one. Pierce O'Brien. I just couldn't find anybody to square it to, try to get a little layoff around the corner. So Hartford City will start again. After this weekend's match, though, up against the Shockers, New Haven United will finally have a chance to breathe. They'll be off for 10 days. And they started basically the campaign playing 3 matches in 8 days. And then they're doing it again this week. Harris now trying to return. He does to O'Brien, who skips through, still goes on. And how about that for composure? And Mark Jourdain it was. A turn inside his own 6. How do you like that? And the flag will come up. It's on Serrano. A bit of talking between Shamsuddin and Morgan. Not quite on the same page. Ronan O'Brien trying to pull the strings. Comes here to Damon Pollard. It's a nice weaving run for him. Cross to Vasic. Now O'Brien. Pierce lays it ahead. Govin squaring it across, but no one was home. It was a really nice move from Hartford City, but just no one was making that run to the back post. It would have been a tap-in. But once again, the visitors are trying to knock down the door here. They're coming awfully close to doing so, but yet it still remains New Haven United leading by 2. And once again, Alex Henrich is going to ask for everyone to push forward. A couple of times Henrich has been a bit unlucky in terms of the goals that were conceded. He did have his moment in the season opener coming up with a penalty kick save against Osners. The game was beyond doubt that that one at 4-1 is now Alessio cutting it onto his right. He's got Armas charging forward, as was De Bruyne, but Preston does really well to recover. Yeah, more often than enough for the New Haven United goalie, Henrich, it's been just breakdowns in the back. That's where things have kind of hurt him a little bit, as he's done his job to the best of his ability. But New Haven United, who have just garnered 1 point from their last 3 matches, trying to turn things around. This is the last meeting between the two clubs. The first meeting went to New Haven in the club's first ever home match back on May the 14th, 2-1 victory. Then Hartford City winning 3-1 a couple of days later up in the state's capital. And this is the rubber match. But then the two will go their separate ways unless they tangle in a postseason contest. Not a bad area, but Shamsuddin not on the same stride to get there. Armas, that one just put straight into the bench, out for a Hartford City throw. The rest of the reserves for both of these squads. First for Hartford City, we mentioned the reserve goalie Julian Ballister. Then Noah Silverman, Colin Dugan, Landon Abbott, Alejandro Moreno, and Mateo Azambuja. And yes, Alejandro Moreno, the name's familiar. That would be his son. Of course, the MLS legend and Venezuelan international, and his son Alejandro on this squad. And then for New Haven, we already know with Alexi Armas and Santiago Serrano each coming in. They have Justin Hess, the reserve goalkeeper, Drew Seguro, Jans Alarcon, Kentuk Agul, and then Jason Price are the remaining reserves for the host. This will be a corner now for Hartford City. Let's see what the visitors have up their sleeves here. Again, they've won back-to-back matches over the last couple of weeks, the second of the two between these squads, and then knocking off American Soccer Club. That was a week and a half ago. As O'Brien will swing this in. Plenty of targets to aim for inside the area. It's a deep one, but it'll go by everybody. Closest was Cedarquist. And Shamsuddin will just see it out. Yeah, Hartford City really kind of have their schedule backloaded for the season. They will have 5 matches remaining, but a lot of them are going to be coming in real quick succession. This is their 5th match of the season. They won't play again until next Sunday. That'll be against the Shockers. Then Osners FC on the 22nd. Then a Tuesday night game against American Soccer Club. And going back down to New York State to take on Osners at the end of June. And then their final match against the Shockers in a rematch of last year's conference final. It always seems that those two teams, by the way, always play the last week of the year. Don't know how it happens, but it just does. That's the giveaway. And now Alexi Armas a chance to bomb forward here. He's got options. Goes short to Shamsuddin. Seydu will step over. Oh, that's lovely, and that's a foul. Christopher Cedarquist got taken there. Or excuse me, that was not Cedarquist. That was Jacob Humieni got taken on the spin move, and then, the drag of the shoulder. And, I mean, now you can really just choose whatever option that you want here in this spot. Dren DeBruna already with a free kick goal, and this would be ideal for a left footer. Looks like a couple of subs getting ready to go. Colin Dugan and Noah Silverman each preparing to come onto the field, but it will happen after this set piece. Well, DeBruno's already scored one banger tonight. Can he do it again? This one from a bit closer in, but more of an angle. DiLoretto asking for 4 in the wall. DeBruna. Oh, that was not far off. Not far off at all, but DeBruna showing his prowess at the dead ball. And on the hour mark, a couple of substitutions for Hartford City. Pair of Hartford City FC substitutions in the 60th minute. Entering the match, number 11, Colin Dugan. Number 8, Noah Silverman. Exiting the match is number 7, Christian Dion. And number 9, Pierce O'Brien. So that's pretty much an attacking-minded substitution for Andy Parker. Silverman, a veteran with the squad. Dugan also has been in and around it for the last couple of seasons. And the player that just checked on is Silverman immediately into the box, trying to round the New Haven defenders, and it's Germano who's able to slide in and take it off the man. New Haven asking for something, but the referee says not to be. And still a fair amount of attacking options off the bench as well for Andy Parker, as Alejandro Moreno and Mateo Azambuja. Their midfielders can play forward as well. Jourdain, once again, composed in and around his area with the ball at his feet. This is into a channel now for Serrano. Equally well done there by Martin. It's a good clearance by DiLoretto. Finds Harris. Again, he had his moment one-on-one, saved by Henrich. But here comes the visitors as Silverman is broken through, and it's a save by Henrich. It was a great little through ball there as Silverman was sent on his way. But once again, Alex Henrich with the key one-on-one save. But this will come back now for a free kick. And some afters as well after the whistle as Vasic and Morgan in a little bit of a talking match. But they always say routes back into a game is off set pieces, and there's an opportunity right here for the visitors. Less of an angle that we saw from DeBruna a second ago, but one from perfect distance for 26 yards or so. This time it's going to be Ronan O'Brien who will take. And it looks like a substitution is going to come off. And in fact, it's not going to be O'Brien to take it because he is going to be taken off. And Alejandro Moreno will come on for him. Hartford City FC substitution in the 64th minute. Entering the match, number 15, Alejandro Moreno, who replaces number 16, Ronan O'Brien. So who's going to step up to take it? It looks like it's going to be Colin Dugan. Dugan an opportunity here as well. Lefty Armis has dropped in on the goal line. That's going to be out for a goal kick. I've seen that happen before just to try and throw guys off. And some instructions coming from Cladis Capillari towards Alexi Armas. Because right now, the visitors are in the ascendancy at the moment here. Strung together a number of really good opportunities. Henrich providing 2 key saves on one-on-one chances. Hartford City coming again here. Harris trying to round the corner. Malango tackling him off the ball. It stayed on. It's outstanding work there by Malango, and that'll be a foul. Unbelievable effort there from Tyrone Malango to keep that on. Captain who certainly leads by example for this New Haven United club. And I think New Haven are going to make a change here. This is going to be Renford Morgan who will come off for Drew Seguro. Substitution for New Haven United in the 66th minute. Entering the match, number 4, Drew Seguro. He replaces number 14, Renford Morgan. So Seguro, who enters into the fray, the Quinnipiac University player, or former, I should say, because he played his senior season this past fall, native of West Hartford. Played in 17 matches for the Bobcats. Looking to try and see this one out here. Only just a handful of subs left to go. Actually, no, it was not Renford Morgan. That was Seydou Shamsuddin who came off. There's now another change will come. This would be for Hartford City. And it's going to be Mateo Azambuja. And he's going to replace Theo Harris. Substitution for Hartford City FC in the 67th minute, entering the match, number 17, Mateo Azambuja. He replaces number 22, Theo Harris. Correction on the player exiting from New Haven at that last substitution is number 11, Seydou Shamsuddin. Yeah, so Harris's race is run, but the new player coming on for Hartford City, a very tricky winger. I think he's going to be operating on the right side, but this ball pumped over the top. Jourdain once again composed as Azambuja playing up the middle, but more noted for his work on the right flank. And good pressure by Moreno. Knocks that one out. So now Hartford City just have one field player sub remaining. That's Landon Abbott. And still 3 field player subs left to go for Hartford City and Jans Alarcon, Kanturk Akgul, and Jason Price. Nice little interchange as this is clipped in, but right at Henrich. Still half of the second half left to go for New Haven. Kind of the way that their defensive shape has gone across this season might be best for them to try and get that third goal. Knowing, of course, with what Hartford City has done over the course of this match, their counter press and just the weapons that they have going forward. You can combine that with what New Haven have done over the course of the season. It just might be better for them to try and go get that third goal. And they might have it here as it squared across, not a bad area. But now here comes Hartford City. Damon Pollard for Silverman, who again was denied on the one-on-one earlier. Ball across. Azambuja and Hartford City are back in it. Mateo Azambuja had been on the field for maybe a minute since coming on. He scores, and it's now New Haven United 2, Hartford City 1.
Goal for Hartford City FC in the 69th minute, scored by number 17, Mateo Azabuja.
Well, the outstanding product from Mercy University. Able to turn it on to his right and fire it past Alex Henrich. It's certainly game on. Now there's a bit of a concern for Renford Morgan, as he has gone down. Morgan, who's one of three players who started this match, who has now started all 5 matches for New Haven United this season. And he's kind of that glue that holds things together, but this goes back to what I was saying a moment or two ago about, defensive issues that New Haven United have had over the course of this season, where they've been cut open, especially right through the middle of the field. It's been far too many times where they've given up goals that are candidly a bit preventable. But with that also being said, for what Hartford City have done over the course of the season, they're a team that scores, and they've got guys who can bag them for fun. And the fact that New Haven were able to keep Harris quiet tonight, you knew that there was going to be someone else that would step up and take the opportunity on. And it also looks like Jason Price will be entering for New Haven. I have to imagine this is going to be for Renford Morgan. Again, this is coming after the goal from Azambuja. Morgan looks like his race is going to be run, and now Jason Price will come on and try to see the remaining 20 or so minutes out.
New Haven United FC substitution in the 72nd minute. Entering the match, number 24, Jason Price. He replaces number 14, Renford Morgan.
So tactically, let's see how this goes, because you've got Jason Price, who's gone out to this right side. Armis is going to sit in the kind of that pocket with Deshnika going a bit further up, and Seguro drops in. You hope for Renford that's nothing too serious. As Coach Capillari was telling me in the build-up, just with the quick nature of how many matches have been played in such a short space, guys unavailable through little knocks and some injuries, that has kind of hurt his rotation a little bit. He almost joked in saying that, kind of hurting for bodies right now. He was able to fill out a full roster for this evening, but this is kind of where, with New Haven, we're maybe hoping that they had that 10-day break coming this weekend and not next week, as this is knocked over the top looking for Pollard. Good work once again by Jourdain to win it, but just powered forward by Agnaldo Germano. But it feels like the way that this match is going right now, Hartford City, if they get one, they might go on and win this. They have generated a lot of things going forward here in the second half. Henrich again coming up with those 2 one-on-one saves. This again over the top. Jourdain wins it. Still not out of danger just yet, though. New Haven are claiming a handball, but the referee said it was close to the body. Michael Govin swing it towards the spot. Not fully dealt with. Comes to Moreno. Vasic goes short. Silverman. That's a good read. Deshnika. Yeah, that's a foul. And Silverman, who actually got sent off in the first match between these teams for a second yellow card. And not happy about the decision there. Yeah, this is where if you're New Haven right now, you need the ball going through Alexi Armas a lot. He's just that metronome in the middle of the park, someone that always barks orders out. Good close by Silverman. That ball did go out, but it should be New Haven throw. The referee diligently signaling in front of us that it is the Hartford, it was a deflection off of a Hartford player. New Haven will have the throw. That's a good throw into the feet of Seguro. Drew's able to win this here. Seguro back now with Price. Oh, that ball is under hit and well read by the goal scorer, Azambuja. And now Hartford City can break. Good sliding tackle from Jourdain, and now New Haven can go. It's Preston Alessio. Still Alessio, nearly lost his balance. Able to recover, and that is high, wide, and not very handsome-like from De Bruyne. We'll say this, though. It was a rash challenge from Jourdain. Kind of went through Silverman, and he and Jourdain are still having some words. But the force behind the tackle was able to power it ahead, and New Haven nearly got something from it. Vasic, that is a good switch out wide. Govan able to take it down. Into the final quarter hour here at Reese Stadium. Mateo Azambuja trying to round Malango. It's a 2-point takedown from Mateo. Malango certainly doesn't like that. But this is where New Haven, they have to learn to cool their heads a little bit here. It's obvious good to stand up for your teammates, but you've earned the free kick. They've also picked up their fair share of yellow cards over the course of this early season, and a yellow now is going to be assessed to Azambuja. And that will come in the 77th minute.
The referee has issued a yellow card in the 77th minute to Hartford City FC's number 17, Mateo Azambuja. Substitution for Hartford City FC. Entering the match, number 3, London Abbott. He replaces number 10, Parker Vasic.
Yeah, so Andy Parker now using his final substitution here with 13 minutes left to go. I should say the final field player substitution. As London Abbott comes on, he replaces Parker Vasic. You still have the reserve goalkeeper, Julian Ballister, still in there. New Haven, meanwhile, still have a couple of field player substitutions left to go, that being Jans Alarcon and Kanturk Akgul. And probably Claudice Capillari is going to wait to use those until the final few minutes if his team is still ahead. I'll say this, if Hartford City get a second goal and Azambuja gets the assist, then he has basically completed the Gordie Howe version of a soccer hat trick, getting a goal, an assist, and a yellow card. That is a foul as Silverman gets knocked down. This is going to be a yellow on Germano. Silverman wanted more than that, saying he was the left defender, but the referee just goes to the yellow. But now the New Haven center back is in the pocket here with about 12 minutes to go.
The referee has issued a yellow card in the 78th minute to New Haven United, number 25, Agnaldo Germano.
Now this is a set piece here where you can do a number of things with it. I would say for a left footer, try to swing it into that corridor of uncertainty, but you could probably also do it with the right foot as well. You can go short, or perhaps looking where Silverman is at the edge of the D. You can try and play a short one to him, have him wrap it around into the far corner. Certainly there's options here for the visitors. This is pinged to the back post. Good header away by Malengo. That is about as well defended as you could ask for there from Tyrone Malengo. This is going to be launched into the box by Colin Martin. And it's going to go by everybody. Moreno. Govin gets it out wide. Still everyone forward here for Hartford City. The cross doesn't get past Malengo, and New Haven will clear their lines and give something for Santiago Serrano to chase, but it's read well. Martin. Tell you what, that big switch was being asked for, and it gets there to Abbott. But New Haven cleared away. Silverman. Now it's Cedarquist. So he'll go the full 90. Alessio deflects that out for a throw inside the final 10 minutes here. Again, New Haven led by 2-0 at halftime. De Bruyne in the 17th minute off of a set piece, and then Guillermo Mira on the half-hour mark, and then became 2-1 just a few minutes ago. That is not on target from Silverman, out for a goal kick as Mateo Azambuja made it 2-1 with 20-plus minutes to go. This New Haven crowd certainly hoping for their team to continue their unbeaten run at home. A win against Hartford City on the home opener back on May the 14th, and a week and a half later against New York Shockers, a 1-1 tie. But this is the NPSL. A lot of weird things tend to happen in the final 10 minutes. So don't think that this one is quite done and dusted just yet. That ball down the line, not where Dugan wanted it to go. We back over with New Haven. That's a dangerous header, but a better tackle. Had to be won well, and it was by Martin, as Seguro was forward. Now Cedarquist. By the way, not often do you see a number 4 in attacking part of the field. Not kind of old school. You think number 4s are a center back or an outside back. That's a shot. Could have been a handball, but we play on. Ball squared across. Oh, what a save by Henrich! Silverman had the goal at his mercy, and he couldn't put it home. Well, that's now twice that Noah Silverman had a chance to hit the back of the net. But Alex Henrich coming up with his third key save here of the second half. It is still a corner to come now for the visitors. And the visitors are certainly throwing every piece of kitchen appliance that they can. Ball deflects in the area. That was intended for Silverman, I think it was. No, excuse me, it was Govin. Now Silverman. Good tackle by De Bruyne, but it will be a Hartford City throw. Well, it'd be really tough to tell, actually, if there would be a man of the match given for New Haven. Well, more on that in a second, as this is deflected and cleared by Germano. Might actually give something for Serrano to win, and he does. Chance now for Santiago Serrano. Doesn't have help at the moment, but here comes Drew Seguro. Serrano waiting, shooting, it's deflected. Good recovery by Jacob Humieni. Oh, but boy, that could have been squared to Seguro, and he had a tap in to finish. Incredible backtracking, though, from Hartford City. And a great job by Santiago Serrano, another Mercy University player. First team All East Coast Conference at the Division II level last fall. Could have been there, but there'll be a corner now for New Haven. Alessio to the near post, and it's headed behind. That could have gone anywhere off the head of Cedarquist. And now New Haven will make the change in the 84th minute. And it's going to be Kanturk Akgul who will enter. I'm actually a little surprised here that the referee just didn't tell the player, is that De Bruyne, that he could have went off to the opposite side of the field, but that's not De Bruyne. My apologies. That is Dishnika.
New Haven United FC substitution in the 85th minute. Entering the match, number 20, Kanturk Akgul. He replaces number 13, Samir Dishnika.
So just only now one available field player substitute left for New Haven. That would be Jans Alarcon. Again, Alessio will swing this in. New Haven have plenty of players, though, in the box to aim for. Again, near post ball, looking for the head of Serrano. Armas does well. Alessio even better. Preston into the area, and it'll be another corner. So third corner in quick succession now for Preston Alessio. Again, near post, flicked on, half volley. That was gotten all wrong by Seguro, and it's cleared away. Malengo miscues the header. A chance now for Pollard, and the referee has a decision here. It's going to be a yellow card. De Bruyne deemed that he was not the last man back in that situation. Bit of a break there for New Haven United. But he was in a situation where he had to take it for the team. Otherwise, it would have been Pollard through.
The referee has issued a yellow card in the 86th minute to New Haven United's number 3, Trent De Bruyne.
In Hartford City, they wouldn't be waiting around, but not a great set-piece routine. This will be a free kick now for the hosts. We've got now 5 yellow cards that have been issued in this match. De Bruyne, Mira, who's off, Dishnika for New Haven, and Colin Goodhines, who's off, and Azambuja for Hartford City. So we're in the final 3 minutes here of normal time. Wait to see how much is added on in the second half. Silverman switches course now with Cedarquist. Christopher, a chance to drive forward. It's not a bad ball into the channel. Govin to the penalty area, and it's cleared away. It looked like Jourdain kind of pulled up a little bit there. Alessio now, a chance to drive ahead. He doesn't have any help. Preston Alessio might just have to do it on his own. Alessio skips by another defender. It's Alessio. The little cutback. Alessio! It deserved it. A near 70-yard run. He took on everybody, and he put it away. It's New Haven 3, Hartford City 1.
New Haven United FC goal! Scored by number 23, Preston Alessio!
Well, yep, that move deserved a tally, and Alessio, who basically had to do it all on his own, he did it. Unbelievable finish, taking the ball, basically 70 yards inside his own half, carried about 70, beat 4 defenders. And there's absolutely nothing that Nate DiLoretto could have done about it. And it looks like now all 3 points are sewn up here for New Haven. Well, we've had a couple of stunning finishes in this match. One from DeBruda on that free kick in the 17th minute, and then Alessio just going coast to coast. And again, how important were those 3 key one-on-one saves by Alex Henrich? He doesn't make any of them, or if he only makes 1 or 2 of them, maybe it could be just sharing the points right now. But instead now here, New Haven United are just a few seconds away from seeing this one out. Well, we haven't gotten any signal from downstairs yet how much time. Looks like 5 minutes are going to be added, which we're in it now. But New Haven once again are coming forward here with Seguro. Drew trying to help it on forward. DiLoretto has to clear it away. I think I did see 5, so we'll go with 5. The referee has indicated that there will be a minimum of 5 minutes of second half stoppage time. And we are very much into it now. In fact, I had to kind of delay the announcement because Seguro was through on goal, but we are now into that 2nd minute of second half stoppage time. Well, right now for New Haven United, it is something about Wednesday evenings and taking on their in-state rival. Here's both of their home matches against Hartford City coming on a Wednesday night. I'd say both teams holding serve at home, but with this being the rubber match of a 3-game series over the course of the regular season, still you never know, could be more to come. But New Haven getting the job done where they desperately needed it. Oh, it's a big switch, though, from Azambuja. Still, again, with a few minutes left to go here as we're in the 3rd minute of stoppage time. Across, though, bypassing everybody and out for a goal kick. And you could hear now a few cheers from some of the New Haven players and fans below with that ball getting sent straight into touch. New Haven, again, they'll be on the road after tonight's contest. They're going to go up to the Capital Region in New York State. They'll take on the Shockers on Saturday night at the Afram Sports Park. Usually the Shockers on their respective YouTube channel puts together a live stream for those that are not able to make it up. You can go and watch it there. And then New Haven United will be home as a collision in the midfield. There'll be a free kick for the hosts. The next time that New Haven United will be at home will be the first of 2 straight at home, and that's going to be on Wednesday, the 18th of June against Osners. And then their final home match in the regular season, Saturday, June the 28th. They'll be against the American Soccer Club New York. Make sure to stay with the New Haven United FC Instagram page for all updates. Both of those kick off at 7 p.m. We hope to see you here at Reese Stadium if you're able to do so. Get your tickets online as well. Do that by way of newhavenunited.com. Want to get your tickets ahead of time or show up at the door? We'd love to see you out here. Get behind this club here in New Haven. We're into the final minute here of stoppage time. New Haven would love a fourth. But Di Loretto is able to smother the effort from Seguro. Did see the referee take a look at his watch. Might just allow this final moment going forward. That is a tackle that concedes a free kick from Serrano. I think this will probably be the last moment here as we're coming up on that completion of 5 minutes of second half stoppage time. And another yellow card has been issued. I think that's on Santiago Serrano. It's not a bad ball either. Did Henrich get a piece of it? He did not. Referee says goal kick. He'll probably just be able to end it right there as we are now beyond 5 minutes. And the referee takes another look. The lights across the way at Cox Cage go off. And yet we play on. Almost in the 7th minute of stoppage time. Throw for Addit. He'll just pump this ahead. Malango with the clearance. Alessio. Good sliding tackle by Colin Martin, who has been very good tonight. But Alessio once again doing the dirty work. We are now in that 7th minute of stoppage time, originally supposed to be for 5. Referee with the free kick to New Haven. And you could even hear some of the fans whistling. As De Bruno will just play this into the corner. Another check of the watch from the referee. And that's going to do it as New Haven United FC take all 3 points and win the regular season series against Hartford City FC as they take this one 3-1 over their in-state rival. I'll wrap it up in just a moment here as we'll do the announcements to the crowd.
And that will do it here from Reese Stadium on the campus of Yale University, where your score is New Haven United FC 3, Hartford City FC 1. Fans, we thank you for your support of New Haven United FC and NPSL Soccer. Your New Haven United FC are back in action at home here at Reese Stadium on Wednesday, June the 18th, as they will take on Osners FC. Make sure to stay with us on New Haven United FC's Instagram page, and we will see you all in a couple of weeks from now. Please drive home safely.
So again, that will do it here for us here on the New Haven United FC YouTube page. Hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast, and we'll see you all in a couple of weeks. But until next time, signing off here from Yale University, it's New Haven United FC 3, Hartford City FC 1.